Welcome back, everybody. It's me, Daniel with VintageMagic.com. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. This video is all about old school Magic, stuff going around the industry, and also some recent results of tournaments going on. Let's get right into it. Right now going on is the Eternal Central Rules big tournament. It is the EternalCentral.com tournament at Eternal Weekend. I think it's about like 160 players or so. All the entries go to a charity. And it's going to be all on EternalCentral.com for the tournament reports and deck lists. So be sure to check out that website. It's going on sometime, probably this upcoming week. Also going on today, the 3rd, November 3rd, is the Northern Paladin event in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's supposed to be about 20 to possibly around 36 players maximum, they said. And it is an old school event. I think it's their first major event they've had. So we're going to check out the results and the deck list. I'll put a link of their Facebook group below if you're interested in joining that group and getting involved in that area. So if you're in the Minnesota area, that would be a good one for you to check out. Coke Zero today, guys. Not going crazy. Hold on a second. Oh, yummy. All right, next. We have so recently the Border Brawl was in Lacey, Washington. We had 51 players. It was held by the Horde. The Horde, if you guys don't know what it is a Portland-based group, old school group, that basically holds events in that area, Portland, Salem area, and different LGS stores. And they have a great following over there, and we basically had a Pacific Northwest battle. So basically you had guys like Randy Buehler. Well, Brian Weissman was supposed to come, but he flaked out because he didn't want to lose to me. That's usually what happens. Just talking trash, Brian. You know I love you. But it was really fun. I mean, we had a great time, and I'll discuss some of my feelings of the event here in a second because it was really fun. We had just a great mix of people. There was a top 8. I think we had about $1,000 or so of prizes. So it was great. There was door prizes, stuff like that. It was really fun. Another thing going on is going to be the GP Portland. GP Portland is coming up, Grand Prix Portland. And that just happened, or it's going to be happening in early December. I think it's December 7th, 8th, and 9th. And Saturday, December 8th at Guardian Games in Oregon, there's going to be an old school event to be announced. So I'm going to put the Horde Facebook page so you can join it, and the announcement will be going on here. I'm sure sometime probably after this week, coming up this week, because it's basically another old school event. I'm not sure if they're going to name it the Border Brawl. I'm not sure. It'd be kind of cool if they call it Border Brawl because you might as well. There's going to be Seattle players there too. So why not call it the Border Brawl? That should be a lot of fun. I'm going to be going playing. My son Scott might be going. So you got 2 elite players because Brian Weissman is not attending, sadly. Main reason why is because he's afraid of playing against me and Scott. I think that would just instant 0-2 for him. 0-2. All right. Next, we also have the Fish Liver Oil Cup in Genoa, Italy. Genoa, Italy is in Genoa, which is also known for like Genoa salami. Have you heard that before? And I guess they're really known for like meats and dried meats and stuff like that, and salami and stuff like that. So if you look it up, it's kind of interesting history. They just had a tournament, I think it was last week, and it was a great little tournament. And I want to talk about kind of what I think about that tournament because I think there was about like 100 players or so. But what's really intriguing about this tournament is the winner won with a powerless, I'm gonna get this wrong probably, a powerless white-red, I think there might be blue, but white-red deck. No, there's no power, sorry. White-red deck, aggro, but hate cards. You know what, actually I think there are 3 colors, just no power 9, so there's dual lands. But the idea here is, I think he had a main deck Energy Flux. I'm not sure if he had Blood Moon, but probably Blood Moon also because of the idea of all the basics he's playing. He had all the burn stuff, Lightning Bolt, stuff like that. Savannah Lion, Sarah Angel. and there's like a couple main deck Hercules recall. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the picture of that deck as the main picture for the video. And then I also will try to link the Fish Liver Oil Cup Facebook group on the bottom here. So if you want to look at it. But it's quite interesting because I haven't seen a powerless deck achieve like top 8, nonetheless winning the whole entire tournament of 100 or so really good. Like there's some people that have won the Shark. Like the Shark is basically the Newcom, the big Swedish tournament in April. I'll be going to next year. There's people there that have won or gone really well at the Shark, like the Newcom tournament. And the Shark is, the giant shark is the dark card, right? And you're given that card if you win the whole tournament. I think there were people there attending that were Sharks and or you know, have done really well at Newcom, and these people and this powerless, sorry, it's blowing my mind here. The powerless red-white deck is actually, it performed that well. It's incredible. I kind of feel like where does that mean for old school? Does that mean like the deck isn't as good? You know, I have a couple of suspicions. You know, because the deck is really good with 4 strip mines. I have a feeling that the deck runs crazy when it has 4 strip mines. It's more consistent. Main reason why is the deck is like a mana denial. You know, the strip mines produce mana denial. It pretty much what it does is you can cut off people's colors. You can really, you know, have more control. It's a more control-y type of feel with 4 strip mines. Whereas the 1 strip mine rule really makes the deck a little bit different. You know, it's not as, I don't know, not as powerful in some way. I don't know, what do you guys think in the comments below? Tell me if you guys think I'm wrong, do you think I'm crazy? I think that when I play the deck with 4 strip mines, I feel a lot more control of what I can do, and also it helps me compete with like mirror matches on Library of Alexandria, also with aggro builds with, you know, who are heavy with like Mishra's factories, stuff like that, or other type of like Mishra's workshop. Sometimes that, you know, some people have those Tron based things, but it kind of is one of those things where if you only have 1 strip mine, your ability to control the person's mana base really goes down. It's the opposite effect of people thinking, well, you know, if there's 4 strip mines, it actually ruins the game because you end up not playing Magic. You end up having no mana. That's not necessarily true because it actually becomes a very strategic use to have 4 strip mines. So my vote is to have 4 strip mines, but my feeling is that this red-white deck performed really, really well because of the fact that there was this, it's playing more of the European rules, which is 1 strip mine. All right, so let's also talk about, the Border Brawl. So the Border Brawl, I mean, guys, your guy right here, the guy who does not know how to play Magic, he got 10th place. That's right. 1 win away from top 8. I was there. Basically the story goes, I won the first 3 games. 2 of the games I won 2-0. 1 of them I won 2-1, which does matter, by the way, for tiebreakers and stuff like that. But what's more important, I realized, because I didn't really understand how ranking goes and understanding how placement goes. The people that I played, actually 4 of the people end up getting to the top 8. And whereas one of the person that won, Joe Wong, he won the whole tournament with the deck. I actually was the only person in the tournament that beat him the entire day. So that puts my ranking really high. I didn't realize that. I didn't understand how ranking systems work. And so once you know, all that was explained to me by the judge, now I understand why it's important to win all your games, like 2-0 is important. But also the other part that's important is that your opponents have to do well too, which is very intriguing. So anyway, the first game I played, let's go through it, play by play really. First game I played was like an aggro deck. I think it was like a red-white build. The guy, I think, was the first time he ever played old school. I think there's one match that was a little closer, but it was, eventually I ended up drawing more cards with Jadem Tomb, and I ended up controlling him because I was playing Brian Weissman's new build of the deck, and I don't think I've done a deck tech of that. I need to do one, so I'll have to do that. And so later on, I'll do a deck tech of that. Watch for that video. But I was playing Brian's build, and it was pretty strong against that particular deck. Number 2, the second game, second match was against Joe Wong, and I actually won 2-0, and I got that on feature match. We have like this feature match thing, which is basically my lame camera, which you'll see later on in some of the videos. And basically, that game, from what I remember, I ended up, there's important, you know, I think he kept certain hands that were a little bit aggressive. That I don't think, he told me later on, he doesn't think they were the right picks. I also was able, I think, to strip some of his mana or deny him of some of his mana, which caused the game to you know, be lopsided, because I think I resolved Jadam to him pretty fast in both games. So by really, you know, the idea with the mirror match is you want to control the opponent and deny them of mana. You want to be ahead of the curve in the mirror match, in control matchups. And when I mean ahead of the curve, have higher card advantage. So I think that is what ended up happening, is I drew so many cards. I outdrew Joe so often. There was even a time where he tried to like fireball me or do something or resolve something, and I had so many counters and abilities to protect myself. It didn't really matter. So that match is on camera too. Also on feature match. Game number 3, I don't think it was a feature match. It was against a guy named Luke. We played some old school. And Luke is a guy from Seattle. I don't know if he's played. I think he's played before. And he was friends with a guy named Sean, who ended up getting second at the tournament. And so he was playing this red, actually a deck I've never played against. It's like a red Gauntlet of Might. I don't think Mana Flare was in there, but some goblins and very aggro, extremely aggro, but I don't know if you put blue in there. Huh. Okay, well, basically the idea was, what's interesting about Gauntlet of Might, which I've never encountered, is it helps him so much, but you also get extra red mana, right? But because he's all red, he has all these red creatures, and he has now more mana to use like a fireball on you and end the game quicker. It's actually very dangerous. It's a very dangerous deck to play against, and I ended up losing one. I actually went 1-1 with Luke, but we did a Chaos Orb flip, and I think I'll put that Chaos Orb flip video in the link below. I am winning the Chaos Orb flip because the Chaos Orb did not flip 360 degrees, which is what the judge was right there watching. He's the one that made the ruling, but apparently it has to go 360 degrees, kind of laid flat, like 180 degrees, and then I won the flip off. But, you know, the game could have went either way. If it was a game 3, I don't know. I may have lost, because it's a really, really difficult deck to play against when you're also dealing with, all these little creatures at you, but then they become stronger. You only have so many counters, so many swords, and, I think there was a Circle Protection red that I sideboarded in, but who knows what game 3 would have went. So that, I think I got lucky with the flip off. That was kind of what the rules are, but I don't know. I could have lost that. Game 4 was against Sean, who ended up getting second. Was the deck versus deck mirror match. First game, he outdrew me. I basically lost due to I think I kept a pretty bad, yeah, I remember this. I kept a very bad mana starting hand. I think I even mulliganed, and I kept an okay hand, but I didn't want to go down to 5. So it was rough. And when you're playing against the deck, and I think he was playing the Brian Weissman Shivan Dragon version, where he had a singleton Shivan Dragon. I think he had a couple fireballs and main deck Elemental Blast. It was really poised to beat a deck mirror match the first game, especially. But the second game, I sideboarded in, this is interesting, Hypnotic Spectre is a really good card that Brian Weissman has in his sideboard, and I put in, I think, all 4 or something. The problem was, and I realized this, is as the second game ran out of time, I actually had literally like, I think 4 or 5 counters I was holding like 4 or 5 counters, and just waiting, just drawing off Jadam Tomb, waiting to draw my Hypnotic Spectre, right? Just basically drawing. And basically as time ran out, finally, I was looking through my deck like, where are they? And very bad luck, all of them pretty much were on the bottom of the deck. So to think about this, if I actually resolve Hypnotic Spectre, let's make a theory here. I resolve Hypnotic Spectre. Let's say he swords it, I counter it, and let's say he swords it again, I get another one. Let's say I have 2 available. Eventually, I probably would resolve that Hypnotic Spectre. And if Hypnotic Spectre started smacking him for the 2 points, but more importantly, discard a random card, eventually I would be ahead on the card advantage by a long shot. So that brings to my point that in Magic, you sometimes have to get very lucky, and when you're playing a mirror match, they take a long time. There's a lot of complicated decisions. There was a point in the game where I didn't know, like, I really had to make a decision because he was going to get more cards, and I didn't know if I should have, I didn't know if I should have played Jadam Tomb. That was the card. The fine moment was when I should have played Jadam Tomb. I had a counter or so, but I didn't know if he had a disenchant or whatnot, and I didn't want to lose my Jadam Tomb. Lo and behold, I ended up getting so many counters and so many things, Jadam Tomb resolved, but eventually it just was too late, and time ran out. But I think I was confident that if I was able to get some Hypnotic Spectres out, the game would have been over. And then there would have been a Chaos Sword flip-off. And the last game, Game 5, I lost to a guy who went to the top 8 also. It was an aggro deck. I actually won the first game, lost the second game, and a third game I lost because I was never able to get Abyss on the second and third game out. I was able to get Abyss out in the first game. The game was basically over, and I just wasn't able to get it on my opening hands. I was able to really draw for it. I ran out of time. And aggro decks, you have to get Abyss out. You have to be able to protect it, and you gotta get it out as fast as you can when you're playing the deck because you run out of time. And the opponent basically was able to get out creature after creature after creature. All right, guys, well, I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the kind of summary of old school stuff going on. I'll put a lot of links below. Check them all out. Support the community. It's all about inclusion. Have fun. Have a great weekend. Take care.